Yo, this is Ehab from South of Eden, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Dockin right here on your classic metal show from the Under Lock and Key release with Lightning Strikes again, going up by request to Tori Watson. Wanted to hear some Dockin there, and heard kind of an eclectic mixture of songs there.
Yeah, it was definitely an unusual break. That's right.
Yeah, Jason Easter, you wanted to hear Slaughter. Let's see here. Who did we play here? It's just some pretty weird shit. Let me see here. We heard the Henry Rollins Band.
Right.
With, let's see here, Step Back. That was for Gary Skadra. And also, I guess it was Slaughter to Prevail with Viking.
Okay.
And then, of course, Doc in there. And then just weird stuff, man. Just kind of a weird mix.
Yeah, that's definitely a weird set.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right. Some death metal-y shit there.
Yeah, it's been heavier lately. People are requesting the heavier stuff.
Yeah, well, they know I'll play the request, so they get them in there.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna wrap up the show. So, do you have anything else?
I'll let you lead. I've pretty much monopolized everything tonight, so I'll let you have it.
You have. So here's something that it's been pointed out before. This is nothing new, but apparently Jeff Keith of Tesla sounding like Cartman.
Oh yeah.
Just his obviously the complaint here is that Jeff Keith's vocals have been, I guess, ruined from maybe his previous habits.
Probably.
So I'm not going to say, I don't know. I'm just saying that people are just observing what they're observing, and they are just like, this guy sounds like Cartman from South Park.
Right.
So I'm going to send this over to you.
Okay.
And since you're running the video portion, but
sure.
Somebody took some video of, I guess, a recent Tesla show.
Okay.
And I guess it's from Eddie Trunk's Facebook page.
Oh, well, then it must be quality.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll let the fans judge. We'll report. You decide.
Imagine if it's from the Trunk page. It's like, see, here's a band that really plays their instruments.
Well, they actually do play their instruments.
I know, but I'm sure Eddie makes a point of that. Just like I've been saying, this is a real band.
Yeah, even though Jeff Keith sounds like Cartman from South Park, at least he's out there and he's not using backing tracks, man.
Thank God. Sure enough, the post, 100% real live rock. I swear to God, I did not see this. But Eddie Trunk starts with 100% real live rock.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tesla, for keeping it real always. Nothing like it.
Yeah.
Shut up. Jizzbag. Oh, I better not say that. I might offend somebody.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be offensive.
Apparently I am, no matter what I do, so.
Okay.
All right, let's give it some volume. I know! Why can't I blow this up? Oh, here it is. All right, here we go. So here comes Jeff Keith.
The Tesla has been touring around with that stage set for the last 25 years.
Well, why break a fixed thing, right?
You know what? I had to wonder because Chicago, the band Chicago, they had that stage set back in 1989. I'm thinking once they got rid of it, I wonder if Tesla bought it.
Could be.
Because it's the exact same drum riser setup that Chicago had back in 1989 on their Chicago 19 tour.
Yeah. I asked Eric about a similar question like this on one of the CAP shows, and he said that there's companies that just buy up that own all this shit and Because I asked him, I said, what happened to like the Rat Tour from 1987, the stage and all that? And he's like, yeah, it just goes in a warehouse and then people buy parts. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's just scavenged.
But they've been touring around with the same setup for, forever.
As long as they don't wear a hole in it, why not?
I guess.
Yeah, good point, Demon. Good point. 20 more payments, and it's theirs outright.
This 1966 Buick is all mine. 6 more payments, fellas.
That's right.
This cruising vessel is all mine.
Almost done. Got me a stage. Just in time to retire.
Right.
All right, let's hear what Jeff Keith is sounding like. Real rock. The way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. Is that Jeff Rude out front?
Dave Rude.
Or yeah, Jeff Rude. Yeah, Dave Rude.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's him out front. They used to kind of hide him in the back because he wasn't quite Tommy Skio.
Yeah. Well, now he's got the long hair.
Well, Dave's always been a nice guy,
He's great.
But Brian Wheat, what's up with that?
I read that he's got some kind of anxiety thing where he doesn't like to be in front of people or something.
I'm talking about him being all chunked up like that.
Likes pizza?
And he was married to Sandy Soraya at one point, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
That didn't get him far.
I guess not, or her far.
Or her anywhere.
Where's she at these days?
I don't know. She's telling people that her songs are on Spotify, I'm sure.
Oh, and the other thing is, I thought Troy Lakutta was supposed to like release some kind of press statement about his tenure with Tesla.
Yeah, never heard it.
Because I thought it was like, well, the real truth is going to come out, and did anything ever happen with that? Are you aware?
Nothing I've heard.
I mean, wasn't he filling in with like Trickster or some shit like that? Or
he did something. Yeah. I'm sure some Tesla lawyer said, if you want to keep getting paid, keep it shut.
Yeah. So gotta wonder now who's playing is that still
Steve Brown?
Yeah, Mick Brown's brother.
Yep.
Still playing with Tesla.
Yeah, I think he's the guy now.
Okay.
I think he's like a member now.
Okay. I have a hard time keeping up with all this.
Yeah, I think he's the guy.
All right. So Mick Brown's brother, Steve Brown, is currently the Tesla drummer.
Yeah.
All right.
Isn't that crazy that guy wasn't in any major band for like 40 years of this style of music?
I mean, what is he known for?
Tesla. It's the only band he's ever been in, as far as I know.
But I mean, was he in any other band prior?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
He was Mick's brother. Now Mick's his brother.
Yeah, Mick is retired and he's out there just playing with Tesla.
He was saving it up
until
Mick retired.
Sure. All right. Well, let's see what Jeff Keith is doing.
All right, let's check it out. Here we go.
Come and shine and jump broken out. Don't you worry, pretty darling, 'cause I know you found love again. I did, everybody. Right there. Oh yeah, love it, I'm about you. Yeah, love is rockin' outside the tower. Without you, is this love ain't just for two? Keep it up, I look down up again, I know.
Wow. It really is like the South Park edition of Tesla.
It's definitely Cartman singing Tesla. Wow.
Which I guess doesn't matter. I mean, it wasn't that different back in the day, really, but I mean, it's definitely very different. Or somewhat different, but it's not like he was ever a crooner per se.
No, he's never been a crooner, but he isn't so what's the word I'm looking for? It's just gravelly or just,
Yeah.
you know.
He's still in key.
Yeah, he still sounds like Tesla, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. They're still good for them. They're still making their money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's hear more of this. Glad Eddie Trunk captured this for us.
Love is around you. Yes, it is. Love is knocking outside the door, waiting for you. It's just love may just find you. Keeping off your heart, you're kind of again. I know.
Yeah, he does sound very rough. Now, to be fair, this is probably near the end of the set. I don't know that it would make any difference, but they play this like this got to be like near the end, right?
Yeah, I would imagine
song?
this is close to their, to their finale.
Yeah, this is one of their biggest songs. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking this is not the opening track.
Right.
Hey, whatever. Still sounds all right to me. I would still see this. Would you still see this?
Oh, I love Tesla.
Me too.
I mean, I've seen Tesla. I mean, I've hung out with those guys half a dozen times.
Sure.
And obviously they've been on the show. I think all the members have been on the show at some point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think all of them have been on the show. I interviewed Jeff. I've interviewed Troy Lakutta. I interviewed
Rude.
Dave Rude, Jeff, or
Frank.
Frank Hannon's been on the show. I've hung out with him. Randy's got him weed. I've seen Tesla. Obviously Tommy Skio, former member, has done a takeover show, and he was on the show with you 6 months ago or so.
Yeah, we had Skio on.
Tommy Skio has been on the show, and so
dude, just during the pandemic, I interviewed Jeff twice, Frank twice, and Brian Wheat, just during pandemic time.
And then, of course, our friends Red Rain, they played with Tesla for a string of dates.
Yeah, they toured.
So Tesla's, I've been a fan of Tesla from their debut release. And I've have all their stuff, and I've enjoyed their shows and gone to many shows. And even when Skio and Jeff Keith were Bar 7.
Yeah.
They played at the Odeon. And I've got pictures of hanging out with both Skio and Jeff Keith at the Odeon after the Bar 7 show when Tesla was apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a big fan.
I am too.
I love their stuff.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I mean, even after they had broken up and come back, I think both you and I agree that the Into the Now release is a great
record. Yeah.
Great record. And it didn't have a ton of hits or anything. I mean, the heyday of hits per se were behind them, but as far as like good solid record, it, aside from that Phil Collins record that they did.
Yeah, that's shock.
That was a piece of shit, but
shock.
But regardless of that, I'm a fan.
Yeah, every band has to have one bad one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely their bad one. With the California love song or whatever that was. Oof. That was not good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would still go see this.
Well, I thought you were supposed to go see them a while ago, and you were just like, dude, I've interviewed all these guys over the pandemic. If you can't sport me a couple of tickets.
Well, yeah, and that was it. And they were jacking me around about tickets, so I was like, then I just won't go.
It's like, come on. I've interviewed everybody and promoted the shit. Why can't you just, front me some tickets?
Nah,
So you didn't go?
I didn't go. No,
All right.
they were jacking me around on tickets, so I just was like, or it wasn't really jacking me around on it so much, but they wanted me to sign waivers and shit, and I was like, I'm not signing a waiver to get fucking tickets.
Why would I do that? To go to a show?
Yeah, that I wouldn't take photos or something. I don't want all this. It's not worth the hassle.
I know. It's just like,
I'm not signing my life away for fucking tickets to go see Tesla. Sorry, but no.
right.
Just stay home. I've seen, dude. I don't know about you. I know you're still out there doing it. I don't care if I ever see any more shows. I really don't.
Yeah. Well,
Just-
I got to be honest. I actually really enjoyed seeing the Stephen Piercy show.
I'm sure.
I mean, I've seen him, obviously numerous times, but
Would you have enjoyed it as much if you weren't a guest, though? If you were just a peon in the crowd?
To be honest with you, it's kind of hard to look at it from that perspective because, I am a Rat fan. I love Rat.
Sure, me too.
And, Eric hooked us up. We were 10 rows back.
Right.
And it was just a fun Rat show. It was just like, oh, Wanted Man, Way Cool Jr.,
Sure.
Nobody rides for free. It was just fun. It was just fun. This is Rat, man. This is Stephen Piercy, but I don't know. I just like it just depends on who it is.
Yeah. Like I get that, like the one that I get that you went to is the Joe Perry one.
Yeah.
Because I think it's something you had not seen before.
True.
So that I get. But for like, if there's any sort of hassle at all, like there was with the Tesla, I'm like, no, not going.
No, well, I agree with that. I mean, it's just like, dude, what you can't just front me a couple of tickets. I mean, that's all there. Well, you got to do that. Forget it. I'm not going to be an asshole.
I'll just stay home.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, and I'm just I'm so, now, especially now where everything is, even if you get front and free tickets, it's fucking $100 a person. By the time you pay for a couple of drinks and park in your car and everything else, it's fucking, still like $200 to $300.
Well, I agree with that. So, well, let me give you the costs involved, just for last night.
Mm-hmm.
So, obviously, I went to see Stephen Piercy's Rat, and I stayed at the hotel. The hotel was $170,
right,
with taxes and the whole shit. So there's $170. Then there was dinner. Scarfoot picked up dinner, but had he not been there and done that, that would have been another $120.
Right.
Then at the show, we had 2 cocktails a piece, so that's 4 cocktails at $44 a piece. So that's another $100.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were, other stuff. So
park in your car.
Well, no, that didn't cost anything.
Okay.
But regardless of that, so between hotel, dinner, had I paid for it, and cocktails,
$400.
$400.
Yeah.
And that was with being a guest.
Yeah. And that's being a guest for Stephen Piercy, not Metallica. That's what I'm saying. It's so costly now.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I saw every single band that I ever wanted to see.
Yeah. Could I have gone home after the show without hotel? Could I have not gone to dinner? Could I have not had cocktails? All this other stuff. Yeah, I could have not done any of that. Yeah. But it's an experience.
Well, it's a night out.
It's a night out. So it's 400 bones. Easy.
Yeah. Just sucks. So
Easy.
Fucking expensive. It's so fucking expensive, and I don't know. And honestly, you're not getting the same show that we saw in the past.
I agree. So
that's the other problem with it. And I'm not saying this about Piercy necessarily. I'm saying like Tesla here. It ain't the show that I saw in '91. That's for sure.
Right.
This is definitely the slowed down version of
but
Tesla.
I will tell you that on average, when I go out for a night out to go to a show because I went to see Leonid and Friends,
Right.
A couple of weeks ago. And then with show, dinner, parking, blah, blah, blah. Every time I go out, it's a minimum $400.
Yeah.
A minimum.
Mm-hmm.
It's $400 a show.
Yeah. It's crazy now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for the whole evening. It's not just the show, but for the evening. If you take it all in, again, you don't have to do all that. I agree, but the thing is if you're going to do it right, it's $400.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. And if you don't, then who wants to go to a show on the cheap? Who wants to go to a show and be like, I really wish I could get a drink, but I just don't want to spend $20.
Right. Again, I get it.
Or maybe I'll park 3 miles away from the venue because it's $3 cheaper.
Yeah.
And who wants to do all that shit? Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'm glad I saw everybody I wanted to see already. Because I really don't have any desire to go out and waste hundreds and hundreds of dollars on this shit.
I agree.
I just don't.
Yep. Well, again, I'm going to just revert back to how great this country is. I know people do this around the world, but I'm talking about the U.S. because I am a U.S. citizen. But this is just how great the U.S. is that we have risen to a level in our society and abilities and our earning power and opportunities that are presented to us that we as working class people can afford to do that stuff if you wanted to.
Oh, I'm ready to embrace the Belizean way and be able to go see Tesla for a coconut and a fucking almond shell.
I will trade you a goat.
Yes.
And a bunch of bananas for a Tesla ticket.
Give me one Tesla ticket. I will give you a bucket of goat's milk. Hook me up.
We're into the barter system now.
Exactly.
So funny. All right. Well, moving on.
All right.
Mark Miller has sent in this for us to banter around.
Okay.
And I don't know what your thoughts are. I think that you're not a fan and you probably just go, ugh, I hate this.
Okay.
So something kind of close to you and I in a logistic level is the band The Pretenders.
Oh boy, you ain't lying about how much I don't
like
them.
I know you don't like them.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, Chrissy Hind of The Pretenders hails from Akron, Ohio.
Yeah.
Which is not far from you. And of course, I lived there for years.
Sure.
And I think her parents, if they're still alive, they live there still. And I think she had a restaurant here or something. It was kind of like a vegan restaurant or something that she owned. I don't think it's open anymore, but at some point she owned a restaurant in Akron, and it was like a vegan restaurant or some shit.
Right.
But regardless, whether you like Chrissy Hind or not, or whether you like The Pretenders or not, if you're a fan, but she was one of the 70s people who attended Kent State, which is, a little east of Akron. And that spawned the band Devo.
Yeah.
So they were kind of like in that whole, and what was that girl from The Waitresses? They were from Akron as well.
I think so, yeah.
I think she died of cancer because she was like a heavy smoker chick.
Okay.
Look that up, The Waitresses. But we're talking like early MTV days, the quote unquote the new wave of music.
I'm looking to see who died. Patty Donahue?
I think she's the lead
She's
singer.
dead.
Yeah, she's buried in like Whitcliffe, Ohio, or somewhere in Ohio, but
died in 96.
Yeah.
Death. Heavy smoker most of her adult life, died of lung cancer at the age of 40.
Right.
She is interred in the Holy Cross Cemetery in Brook Park.
There you go. So there's another one. So these were early MTV darlings.
Okay.
So it was Pretenders, Devo, Pretender, or Waitresses. There was like
Go-Go's.
well, the Go-Go's were West Coast. I'm talking.
Oh, sorry.
I'm talking specifically Akron.
Oh, okay.
Akron, Kent-based bands that actually made it per se.
Sure.
So Mark Miller is asking our opinion.
Okay.
I went to see Guns N' Roses in London last July, and they had the Pretenders supporting them.
Okay.
I was disappointed as I had hoped the band that were more current, like Mammoth, would be in support to give them the credit they deserve. They sounded good, and they were, but they were not really tight, or they were not really the right band to warm up for Guns N' Roses fans. Now, the Pretenders are going to be supporting the Foo Fighters on their 2024 tour. Are you aware of this?
Aware enough to know I would never go see that.
Well, regardless of that, but were you aware that the Pretenders are supporting the Foo Fighters?
No.
Okay. How is a band that were not that big in their heyday managing to get these support slots on stadium tours?
Beats me. Same question I had. Why was Joan Jett on the fucking Motley tour? Another fucking not so great, not real big artist that got on a stadium tour.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Money?
I don't know. I mean,
money? They're Rolling Stone darlings.
Well, I'm gonna say you're probably right about that. There's probably something to that.
Yeah, because the Pretenders, while they were not very good in my eyes, certainly the hipster generation loved the Pretenders. Brass in Pocket and In the Middle of the Road, yeah. Ugh, yuck.
See, how old is Chrissy Hind?
90.
90. She's 72 years old.
Wasn't that far off.
I know, 72. So she and her lineup of the Pretenders are going to open for Foo Fighters.
Great.
Do you have any information on this at all?
No,
I mean, can you look it up, see if can you find anything about that at all?
Pretenders open for Fuck Fighters.
Fuck Fighters.
I can't stand them.
I know you know.
I really don't like them. It's well, let's see. Foo Fighters announced stadium tour, which I don't get that at all, but Foo Fighters will hit a run of US stadiums next summer on their Everything or Nothing at All tour. Dave Grohl 12 blah 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 blah. Where's the shit? The tour with a rotating group of support acts, including the Pretenders, the Hives, Mammoth, Van Halen, Emil, A-M-Y-L, Emil and the Sniffers.
The Sniffers.
Well, no, that's a band. Emil and the Sniffers.
Emil and the Sniffers?
Yeah. I don't know anything about them.
Okay.
Alex G and L7.
L7.
Didn't even know they were still a thing.
That's a chick band, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the girl married to Tony Iommi or something?
No, that was oh my God, what's the name of that band? Drain STH.
Oh, Drain STH. Okay. L7.
Yeah. L7.
Didn't they have the album Hungry for Stink?
They might have, yeah. Bricks. I think the other one was Bricks Are Heavy or something like that.
Okay.
They will include gigs in Denver, San Diego, LA, Portland, and winding down at Seattle. Tickets for the summer shows go on sale Friday, blah, blah, blah. It's like 12 or 15 stadiums. Pretenders will be at Minnesota. That's it. One show only.
Just one show.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, they're on up. Wait a minute. One. Wow, this is a stupid fucking thing. All right, there's 1 star, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're on 7 of the shows.
7 shows.
7 of the shows. You get to sit through the fucking Pretenders.
All right.
Pretenders with Mammoth on one or two of them. Pretenders with L7, and Pretenders with Alex G.
So they're kind of like the middle act.
Yeah.
For a lot of the shows, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For the shows they're on, they're the middle act.
How about that?
Yeah, I'll never understand that.
Well, that's why Mark is writing in. It's just like, well, what do you know about this, and why do a band like the Pretenders get to be a middle act on a Foo Fighter show?
Was there more than 2 songs? I know Brass and Pocket and Middle of the Road. What else was there?
Well, let's look at the Pretenders catalog. Let's take a look. I mean, I don't hate them, but then again, I'm not a massive fan either. Yeah. I mean, I don't go like, oh shit, that's the Pretenders, I'm changing the channel.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, the Chain Gang too. Back on the Chain Gang.
Yeah. Well, that one album was huge for them. Learning to Crawl from 84. Yeah. That was the one that had all the big hits for them.
I could tell you I never owned even a 45. Never liked the Pretenders.
All right. Well, they had a kind of a ballad.
Okay.
I think this was in 94. It was called I'll Stand By You.
Okay.
I'm aware of this song. I do know this song. I remember this was being played a lot. Actually, believe it or not, this is their biggest hit.
All right, let's hear it.
This is one of those chick songs that the minivan moms would go, oh, I relate so much.
Ugh, you
know, this is one of those songs. This is a touchy-feely, why don't you value me more? Because I stand by you.
Yeah, I would have never listened to this.
All right. Well, it was on the radio a lot. I remember this.
Oh, why you look so sad? The tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now. Don't be ashamed to cry. Let me see you through. 'Cause I've seen the dark side too. When the night falls on you, you don't know what to do. Nothing you confess could make me love you less. I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. I'll stand by you.
This is one of those unconditional love songs.
Yeah, I sort of remember it.
No matter what you do, man, I'll be right here for you. You could be the scum of the earth, but I know you. I know your insides.
Straight ripoff of the Bryan Adams, Everything I Do It For You song.
That's exactly it.
Mm-hmm. It's the female version.
Right. See, it takes analysis from experts like you and I.
Yeah, right.
to break it down, man.
That's right.
But you're right. It is the Bryan Adams female version of that song.
Yep.
All right. So they had Brass and Pocket, which you mentioned.
We got brass in pocket. We got paddle. I'm gonna use it. Intention. I'm feeling mental. Gonna make you notice.
All right. So that again, early MTV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again with the whole videos, and we talked about this a million times, that the MTV videos brought to light a lot of these bands and made it memorable for a lot of people.
Right.
Had there not been an MTV, and would this have been a hit?
Probably not.
That's the whole thing. So a lot of visuals.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This one here, another MTV video. I think I remember this one, where it was, they were kind of like driving around London or some shit. It was like kind of like a live action video where they were just driving around the city.
Okay.
Don't Get Me Wrong. You remember this one at all?
I gotta hear it.
Don't get me wrong. If I'm looking kind of dazzled, I see neon lights whenever you walk by. Don't get me wrong. We say hello and I take a ride.
Don't know it. Do not know it. What year was that?
It's the same one that came out on that 83 release.
Oh, 83.
Learning to Crawl.
I just always
that Learning to Crawl record kicked out like half a dozen songs.
see. I was always such a hater on them that I
would never listen to them.
honestly, they were definitely one of those bands that if they came on, that would have been my WGCL days, 98.5 WGCL.
Right. Sure.
And if that came on, that would be an automatic switch. I hated the Pretenders.
Yeah. See, this was during while I was in college and I was working at Camelot Music when this came out. And couple of the people that I worked with at the store, they played this record constantly.
Ugh.
This was just a really big hit. It was a really college record.
Yeah, that's what this is college music.
It was. It was a huge college record.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the songs that are on Spotify, and most of these came from Learning to Crawl.
Mm-hmm.
How about you mentioned this one? I know you know this song.
A picture of you. Oh,
Back in the Jane Gang.
Yeah. You know how I hated this band? I usually know like lyrics
Yeah.
to just about anything that you'll play from that era. I don't know any of these words. Like that song there, I know one line. Back on the chain gang. That's it. That's all I know.
Well, how about Middle of the Road?
In the middle of the road, yeah. That's all I know.
But you know,
I know that.
And well, here's the question. Why do you know this song?
I probably had some girlfriend that liked it or something.
Is that what it was? Or you didn't hear it on the radio?
I may have heard it on the radio. I'm telling you, though, and this is 100% on my kid's truth. When the Pretenders came on, I would do anything to turn it off. I couldn't stand them.
All right.
I never, ever liked them.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Learning to Crawl came out, 83?
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So again, even like, and I hate to say it, Guns N' Roses, they're living on their Appetite for Destruction legacy.
Yeah.
From 87.
Yeah.
And Pretenders, strangely enough, are still living on their legacy from something that was over 40 years ago this year.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, nothing's happened between now and
Yeah, nothing.
since then. Nothing.
Yeah, not a damn thing.
Yeah, here we go.
Middle of the road, he's trying to find me. I'm standing in the middle of life with my pants behind me. I got a smile for everyone I meet. As long as you don't tie dragging my bag or dropping the bomb on my street. Come on, baby, or get in the road.
Yep, nothing.
You know it?
I know it. I've heard it.
Sure.
I know that one line, in the middle of the road. Yeah. That's all I know.
All right. As far as this title is concerned, I don't know this title or the song, but I'm going to play it, but I don't even know if I know this song or not.
Okay.
But this is one of their more popular songs. It's called Hymn, Hymn, to Her. Hymn to
Okay.
Her. So I'm going to play this. I may know this, but I don't even know if I know the title of this song. So
Okay.
check this out.
Let me inside you, into your room. I've heard it's lined with the things you don't show. Lay me beside you, down on the floor. I've been your lover from the womb to the tomb. I dress as your daughter when the moon becomes round. You be my mother when everything's gone. And she will always carry on. Something is lost, something is found. They will keep on speaking her name. Some things change, some stay the same. Keep beckoning to me.
I don't know this one at all.
Never heard that before.
Sounds like a Bruce Springsteen song.
Yeah, it stinks. Oh, I'm on fire.
On fire.
Yeah.
You hit that right.
Yeah. It was the same. I was thinking it when it was playing.
That was exactly what I was thinking. Oh, I'm on fire.
Tell me now, baby, is she good to you? Will she do to you these things I won't do?
All right.
Pretenders suck. Oh, what the fuck?
What? Well, here's another one that comes from the Learning to Crawl release. It was called 2,000 Miles.
All right.
All right, let's see if I know this one.
He's gone 2,000 miles. It's very far. The snow is falling down. It's colder day by day. I miss you.
Anything?
Every one of these songs sounds like the music bed between when the girl breaks up with the guy in those 80s movies and when he decides to pick up the pieces and move on. Right before then the girl comes back.
Sure.
It sounds like that bed in Every Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles and whatever.
Yep.
That's where he's walking around the schoolyard wondering how he can get her back.
Right. It's the whole rom-com.
Ugh. Garbage.
All right. Now here's probably the most notorious song, which I'm surprised this isn't one of the more popular songs.
Okay.
Because this was the opening song for probably the biggest radio show host ever in radio history.
Okay.
Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
He played this to open his show.
Oh, is that them? Wow, 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 wow.
30 years.
It's the EIB network.
It's excellent in broadcasting right here. It's excellent in broadcasting. The EIB network.
Turn it down, Smedley, and let's get to business.
Exactly.
I went back to Ohio.
So this is basically talking about Akron and Cuyahoga Falls and, the whole thing. So, but I'm surprised that this is not a bigger song just because it got exposure every day on commercial radio.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think many people knew it was the Pretender. I didn't know until right now.
Really?
No. I just thought it was some dumb song that Rush Limbaugh played.
This is the Pretenders.
No idea.
You never heard the whole controversy about this?
Nope.
Well, Chrissy Hind, obviously, she's a big lib.
Okay.
She's a big lefty lib.
Mm-hmm.
But her parents, surprise, surprise, were
conservative. Okay.
And Rush Limbaugh adopted this song as his opening theme song. And because her parents were fans of Rush Limbaugh, she was going to sue Rush for using this song as his opening song. But because her parents enjoyed the Rush Limbaugh show, she decided against, being a dick.
Right.
And suing him. And she was like, well, my parents enjoy your show, so go ahead and use the song.
Yeah, I'm sure the fact that she made hundreds of thousands of dollars a year off it too didn't hurt.
Right, because of the royalty fees.
Yeah, the royalty payment for.
Now, will starving artists be going to collect those royalty fees that Chrissy Hind is due? That weren't reported.
Look, I don't have to like the artist to fucking collect their money. I would love to go and collect that money.
But my city was gone. There was no train station. There was no downtown. South Town had disappeared. All my favorite places. My city had been pulled down, reduced to walking spaces. Hey, oh, where to go, Ohio?
There you are.
There it is. A song.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even know.
For 30 years, Rush Limbaugh used that song as his opening track.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's what that song is synonymous. It's like the what was the song that fucking Art Bell used to use, the Crystal Gale song?
Yeah.
I didn't know that until he had her on the show one night.
But seriously, you really didn't know that was the Pretenders after all these years? You didn't know that was them on the Rush Limbaugh show?
No.
Really?
That is a band that I completely tuned out.
That is really surprising to me, as adept as you are to regardless if you like them or not, at least you knew that's that Tender song, that Ohio song.
No, I never. Honestly, I tuned them the fuck out of my life. I really, it's one of the very, very few artists that I just cannot sit through. Like even a song, I just can't. I don't like them. I don't know what it is either. It's not personal. I've never met any of the Pretenders, if they're even still alive, or Chrissy Hine. I've never met her. I don't know her. I've never read anything bad about her. Just her voice.
Well, you're not a fan.
Her voice is fucking nails on a chalkboard to me. Just can't do it.
Well, one of the things that I do recall about Chrissy Hine is that from a local standpoint, she was on, I think she was on like some like American Music Awards or some MTV Music Awards or some shit like that. And she was, and I know you're not, I know you're not a motorcycle guy, but there's a place in Akron. It was called Liberty Harley Davidson. And she wore a Liberty Harley Davidson t-shirt on this national
show. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So she was like wearing some kind of like a skirt or something like that, and wearing this Liberty Harley Davidson t-shirt on TV. Cool. They just thought that was pretty cool that she was representing, man.
She repped the land, man.
Yeah, local flavor, man.
Yeah. No, she just never did it for me musically, and I tuned her the fuck out.
Yeah. I knew this would get under your skin, but when we got this email, I thought it was kind of funny to kind of pick this up. But well, the question still remains: is how does Chrissy Hine, at 72 years old, and the Pretenders, who have been around for 40 years or more, how do they get these opening slots for GNR or Foo Fighters or whomever? It's just like, what's the draw or the popularity, or how do these bands get the in to get these tours?
The only thing I could think of is because I can't imagine that they're making the Pretenders buy on. I know enough about them to know that they're beyond that. I just wonder if maybe for Axl and for Grohl, both are two guys that are,
they're just fans,
big fans. That they're fans enough that they invite them. Invite them to come out and do it. That would not surprise me at all if that's how they got it. It's certainly not because of the business that they'll do. I mean, how many people are going to be like, I'm on the fence about GNR, but shit, the Pretenders are going to be there. I'm there. or same with the Foo Fighters.
Right.
Nobody. Will they sell 10 tickets on their name?
Well, again, is this an eclectic band where people go, oh man, the Foo Fighters, they're bringing the Pretenders with them, man.
The Foo Fighters could bring nobody with them and still sell just as many tickets.
Well, I agree. So what is the draw to bring these, bring them on the package?
It's got to just be personal taste.
Okay.
Of Grohl and of Axl. It's the only thing I could think of. I can't imagine a buy-on. They're certainly not the kind of band that's ever going to generate people coming to the shows. They like Wolfie Van Halen will sell tickets.
You think?
Yeah. Well,
here's the question, and I know that you're kind of on the Wolfie Van Halen bandwagon, sort of.
He's okay.
What's the draw there? I don't get it. Aside from the legacy thing. Oh,
the music's good.
You're Eddie Van Halen's son, man.
The music's good.
Is it?
Yeah. Is it wonderful? Is it like all time good? No.
Well, where would somebody hear the Wolfie Van Halen music?
Same place you would hear Alter Bridge. They're in that category. They're in that same style. Active rock radio plays the piss out of it, but none of us have an active rock station anymore. But as that kind of music goes, Wolfie is probably near the top of that food chain. Not to make a fat joke, but he's definitely near the top of that food chain.
Okay.
The music is really good.
I don't understand or know the appeal.
Yeah.
Aside, because he's capitalizing on the, obviously Van Halen was calling themselves Mammoth prior to the Van Halen name.
Yeah.
But he's got the Van Halen name. He's Wolfie Van Halen. But does his name bring credibility to what he does, or?
I think the legacy certainly brings credibility to what he does, but the fact that he doesn't suck also helps. He's crossover. He can play to the new school kids, plus the Van Halen people still remember him when he was in Van Halen.
Sure.
So they don't hate him, because the Van Halen people are pretty rabid. So they don't hate him for that either. So he brings old and new.
Okay.
I mean, he'll sell a bunch of tickets himself.
People
will. I know for a fact, John. Now, admittedly, he's a Van Halen honk like no other, but John went to the Guns N' Roses show, so he's also a big GNR fan. But when Wolfie was announced to that was like, all right, he had to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because as a salute to his father?
Because it was a tie to Van Halen as well as Guns N' Roses that he loved. So it was a I have to go moment for him.
All right.
And I think there's a lot of people like that.
All right. Well, I saw some of the Wolfie Van Halen stuff. I've listened to his stuff, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's active rock. It's radio rock. That's what it is.
Okay.
I think Alter Bridge is a million times better, but Wolfie's right there. He's right there in that same boat.
All right. Fair enough. Well, you stay on top of this more than I do. So
sure.
I thought I would bring this question to you to see if you had any insight on this, because I found this very interesting that a 40-year-old band like Pretenders would get this opening slot.
Yeah.
For two hot tours, and whatever. And it's like, so what's the appeal?
Yeah, I don't get it, but whatever. It is what it is.
All right.
We don't have to go.
but it's an interesting question regardless.
Sure.
It's like, okay, well, Chrissy Hines, she's 72 and she's been slugging around for the last 40 years, and now she's opening for Guns N' Roses and Foo Fighters. So it's just like, what drives that, and how does that happen?
Well, good for her. Enjoy, people that are going to those shows.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up another show.
All right. Perfect.
All right. So what should we play to take us out for the evening?
Love, Hate. Wish I had more time.
All right. Yeah, I would talk to Eric.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
See if he could shed some light on that. But
whatever.
I know you don't care.
I don't care. How's that going to affect my life?
It's not going to affect your life. I just think it was interesting what he told me.
No.
It was just bizarre. I just found it bizarre. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I'll ask him.
It's like, what the fuck?
Everybody's so goddamn sensitive these days. It is what it is.
I agree.
Do a shock jock show. That's what I do. Like it or don't.
You hurt my feelings and stuff.
Okay, well, sorry.
Let's see. Wish I had more time.
It's on Living Off Layla.
All right. You mean the one that was shared with Mark Toreen?
Yes.
Let's see. Wish I had. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm going to have to go to the old CD catalog here.
It's not there?
No, it's not on the Spotify.
Really?
I was going to play it on the Spotify, but it's no dice, man. Let's see here. Love, Hate.
You can play Miracles off of Spinning Wheel record, whatever that's called. Let's Rumble.
I have no problem with playing this song because it's kind of apropos for what we're doing here.
Yeah.
H-I-J-K. God damn it. J-K-L. Love, hate. All right, here we go. Love, hate. Wish I had more time. Here we are. Let's see. Where the hell is that?
So it should be the last tune on Living Off Layla.
Oh, there we go. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. All right. No, the last tune on Living Off Layla is It Shines.
Oh, I did not know that.
Let's see here. That is the second to the last song.
Okay.
So
You have the
all
bonus
right.
track.
Yeah, I must. Shh. Bonus track. But all right. Well, it's been a fun show as always. I always appreciate everybody who's tuned in and listened to the show, and check us out through the week with the podcast version of the CMS, because
That's right.
Chris breaks it all up into segments and makes it convenient for you to listen to us every goddamn day of your life,
That's right.
because we dominate, man.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here. We'll be back next Saturday, do this thing all over again. So this is Neeley along with my very good friend,
Chris Egan.
and we're out of here.
Bye, kids.
We'll see you.